Hey everyone, Dale here with Renewable Innovations. Today's video is all about one of the most common questions homeowners ask when they're getting ready to install an EV charger. Should you install a hardwired charger or should you install a NEMA 1450 outlet and use a plug-in charger? And honestly, this is one of those topics where people online love to argue like there's only one right answer, but that's not really how electrical systems work. Both options have pros and cons, and the best choice really depends on your home, your electrical panel, and even whether you're planning on moving in the next few years. So in this video, we're going to break it down in a simple way. We'll talk about charging speeds, installation costs, flexibility, reliability, safety, smart load management, and which charger I'd personally look at right now today. Of course, if you find this helpful, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and maybe use our free online EV charging estimator tool to see how much you could expect to pay for a level 2 charger installed at your home. I made this tool based on pricing from local electricians we work with, so if you like the price, go ahead and inquire so we can get you connected to one of our trusted partners. With that said, let's get into this EV comparison. All aboard! Starting with the biggest difference, charging speed. A NEMA 1450 outlet is typically installed on a 50 amp circuit breaker. Since EV charging is considered a continuous load, you're limited to 80% of that circuit rating, which means the charger can continuously draw 40 amps at 240 volts. That gives you about 9.6 kilowatts. That is still plenty of charging power for most people. But here's where it gets a little confusing. A lot of mobile chargers that come with electric vehicles don't actually charge at 40 amps. Many of them are closer to 32 amps, which is about 7.68 kilowatts. So even though the outlet can support 9.6 kilowatts, your actual charger may not. A hardwired charger gives you more room to work with. Most residential hardwired chargers are installed on a 60 amp circuit breaker, which allows the charger to continuously deliver 48 amps. At 240 volts, that's about 11.5 kilowatts. So if you drive a lot, have multiple EVs, or just want the fastest practical level 2 charging setup at home, hardwired is usually going to win. But for a normal commute where you plug in overnight and leave in the morning, a NEMA 1450 outlet may still be okay. To make the math simple, let's say you need to add 50 kilowatt hours back into your vehicle. At 7.7 kilowatts, you're looking at roughly 6.5 hours. At 9.6 kilowatts, you're around 5 hours. And at 11.5 kilowatts, you're closer to 4.5 hours. So yes, hardwired is faster, but the question is whether that speed actually matters for your lifestyle. Now, speaking of lifestyle, I want to thank today's sponsor, AP Systems. If you've been thinking about offsetting some of your electric bill, but you're not ready for a full rooftop solar system, the AP Systems Easy One microinverter is a really interesting option. It's designed as a small plug-in solar system, making it great for backyard setups. It's a simple way to produce a little bit of your own power without going all in on a major solar project. I'm including my discount code down in the description below, so go check it out. Might be something that you've been looking for all along and didn't realize it. Now, getting back to EV chargers, because the next part is where a lot of homeowners get surprised. Most people assume a NEMA 1450 outlet is automatically cheaper than a hardwired charger, and sometimes it is, but not by as much as most people think. If a real electrician is installing it per the National Electrical Code, you need the NEMA outlet appropriately rated enclosure, and you're going to need it on a 50 amp GFCI breaker. That breaker is not cheap, and depending on the manufacturer of your electrical panel, that breaker alone can easily be around $180. No joke. With a hardwired charger, you do not need that expensive GFCI breaker because the charger has its own built-in ground fault protection. So instead of using a 50 amp GFCI breaker, you're using a standard 2-pole breaker sized for the charger. That might be 40 amps, 50 amps, 60 amps, or even larger depending on the equipment. So once you add up the cost of the outlet, the enclosure, and the GFCI breaker, the NEMA outlet doesn't save you as much money as you might have thought. Now, the NEMA outlet does have a huge advantage when it comes to flexibility. If you're planning on moving in the next few years, a plug-in charger makes a lot of sense. You unplug it, take it with you, and now you already have a charger for your next house. The outlet stays behind, of course, and the next homeowner can use it if they want to. But with a hardwired charger, most people just leave it at the house because removing it means calling an electrician, disconnecting the wiring, patching the holes in the wall, and then paying to reinstall it somewhere else. That same flexibility can be really useful for long-term rental properties and even short-term rental properties. If you own an Airbnb, a vacation rental, or investment property, a NEMA 1450 outlet can be a simple way to offer level 2 charging without providing the charger itself. A lot of EV owners already have a mobile charger with them, so they can just plug it in and charge. That's pretty nice for an amenity, and it keeps things simple. But there's a downside. With a basic outlet, you really don't have control over the charging. You can't really see how much electricity someone used. You can't restrict access, and you can't bill them for that charging session. So if you go with the right hardwired charger, that changes. You can monitor the usage, lock the charger, or even set it up in a way where guests can be billed for the energy they use. So for a short-term rental, the NEMA outlet is simple, but the hardwired smart charger gives you more control. And this is where working with the right electrician matters. If you're in the greater Los Angeles area, Slazik Electric can help with EV charger installations, electrical panel upgrades, and backup systems. They work with Tesla, Enphase, Wallbox, Emporia, and many other major charger manufacturers. Their goal isn't just to sell you one specific product, it's to look at your home, your electrical panel, your driving habits, and help you decide whether a hardwired charger or a NEMA outlet actually makes sense. I'll leave their website link down in the description below if you want to schedule a free estimate and receive 10% off your EV charger installation. Now, let's talk about reliability, because this is something people don't always think about. In our experience, a lot of residential EV chargers last somewhere around 4 to 5 years. Some last much longer, some fall short, and a lot of it depends on how often you're using it and where they're installed. These chargers are moving a lot of electricity, sometimes for hours every single day. So eventually relays, connectors, and other components can wear out and fail. The nice thing about the NEMA outlet is that the replacing of the charger is usually simpler. If the charger fails, you unplug it, buy a new one, and plug it back in. With a hardwired charger, replacement usually means calling an electrician to disconnect the old unit and install the new one. It's not a crazy complicated job, but it is still a service call. Safety is where hardwired chargers have a real advantage though. But I want to be careful with how I say this because NEMA outlets are not automatically unsafe. A properly installed high-quality industrial-grade NEMA 1450 outlet that's rated for EV can work perfectly fine for years. The problem is when cheap receptacles are used, connections are not torqued properly, or the charger gets plugged in and unplugged over and over again. Loose connections create resistance. Resistance creates heat, and heat is how you end up with melted outlets and burnt plugs. A hardwired charger eliminates the plug and outlet completely. There are fewer connection points, and that removes one possible failure point from the system. That doesn't mean hardwired chargers can't fail, but it does mean you're not relying on a receptacle that may loosen over time. So from a safety and a long-term durability standpoint, I generally prefer hardwired when the homeowner plans to stay in the house and use the charger regularly. Another big advantage of hardwired EV chargers is smart load management. This is becoming a much bigger deal, especially for homes with 100 amp or 125 amp panels or older electrical services in general. A lot of homes simply do not have the electrical capacity. If you have air conditioning, electrical appliances, pool equipment, and now you're adding a high-powered EV charger, you can run into load calculation issues pretty quickly. Some chargers can use energy monitoring to automatically reduce charging speed when the home is using a lot of electricity. So if your air conditioner, oven, and dryer are all running at the same time, the charger can slow down automatically. When those loads turn off, the charger can ramp back up. It does it automatically. They can sometimes help avoid or delay a panel upgrade, and it's one of the biggest reasons hardwired smart chargers are becoming more attractive. Now, for charger recommendations, I'll have Amazon links down in the description below for a few different options. If you need a NACS charger, which is for Tesla style, and you're having trouble finding the Tesla wall connector in stock, because it seems to be sold out in a lot of places, the Enphase IQ EV Charger 2 is one I'd look at. Enphase has really been building out their home energy ecosystem, and for homeowners already thinking about solar and battery storage, it makes a lot of sense to at least consider it. For J1772 vehicles, the Wallbox Pulsar Plus is a great option. It's compact, clean looking, and Wallbox has been doing smart charging with energy management for a while now. For those of you who want to use a NEMA outlet but still want a wall-mounted charger instead of relying on the mobile charger that came with your vehicle, Emporia has been very consistent and reliable from what we've been seeing. The Emporia charger is really practical option for homeowners who want something simple, clean, and reasonably priced. And if you're still not sure where to start, we built an EV charger estimating tool on the Renewable Innovations website. It walks you through a few simple questions about your vehicle, your electrical panel, where the charger is going, whether you want hardwired or plugged in, and then it gives you a charger recommendation along with an estimated installation cost. It's not meant to replace a site visit, but it gives you a much better starting point before you start calling electricians. So would I personally choose one or the other? If this is my house and I'm planning to stay there for a while, I'm probably going hardwired. I get faster charging, a cleaner installation, fewer connection points, smart features, and better options for load management. But if I'm planning to move, or if it's a long-term rental property, I'd lean toward a NEMA 1450 outlet. The main thing is don't let the internet convince you there is only one correct answer. There isn't. The right answer depends on your house, your panel, your vehicle, your budget, and how you actually plan to use your charger. Hardwired is usually the better long-term option, while NEMA is usually the better flexible option. Once you understand that, the decision gets a lot easier. Well, I hope this video helped you understand the difference between hardwired EV chargers and NEMA 1450 outlets. If it did, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what setup you're going with at your home. As always, I'm Dale with Renewable Innovations. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.